In the world of retail media, we all agree data is king. For years, we've leaned on these massive, long-term data sets to build our strategies. But in this crazy world we're in now, with everything changing so fast, we've got to ask, is our most trusted tool actually holding us back? Let's dig in. All right, I want to kick things off with a question for every single one of you watching. That 5-year look back you rely on for things like customer lifetime value, is it really a reliable map to your future, or is it becoming a bit of a mirage, showing you this beautiful oasis of past wins that's actually miles away from where the market is today? First off, let's be real. There's a really good reason we all kind of cling to these long lookbacks. They feel safe, right? They feel solid, and they seem to give us the justification we need for those big long-term bets we have to make. There's just this genuine comfort in having all that deep historical data. It feels like certainty in a pretty chaotic market. It helps us build a solid case for sustained investment, showing a clear data-backed history of returns. I mean, we've all been there, and it's a super compelling story to tell your board. And look, it's not just a warm, fuzzy feeling. The benefits are totally tangible. Long-term data is fantastic for spotting those complex loyalty cycles and really nailing down who your highest value customers are. Especially if you're selling stuff with long purchase horizons. Think a mattress, a fridge. This data feels like solid ground. But here's the catch. That solid ground, it can turn into quicksand fast. Okay, but this is where we have to make a huge pivot. While that rearview mirror is definitely useful for context, relying on it completely is like trying to drive a winding mountain road at full speed while only looking behind you. The future is coming up fast, and trust me, it looks nothing like the road you've already been on. And this just illustrates the whole tension perfectly. The past gives us context, but the future, that demands our full attention. This quote from our source material just hits the nail on the head. We absolutely cannot mistake one for the other. So check this out, because this is where the disconnect becomes super clear. Your historical data, it describes a nice, neat world of established loyalty and competitors you already know. But today's reality, it's all about rapidly shifting consumer priorities and brand new competitors popping up out of nowhere. And that last line, predictable channels versus emerging tech, that's where things just go off the charts. Think about the impact of AI, new social platforms. Your 5-year-old data has zero concept of what's happening right now. So, if the past isn't our blueprint anymore, then what is? Well, the answer is all about shifting our focus from what happened to what we made happen. And that, my friends, brings us to the absolute power of measuring incrementality. Because let's be real, at the end of the day, when it comes to your budget, your CEO and your CFO, they really only care about the answer to this one question. Did our marketing dollars cause new growth, or were we just throwing a party for customers who are going to show up anyway? This is incrementality. It's the pure, unfiltered measure of sales you generated that simply would not have existed without that specific marketing you did. It just cuts right through all the noise and gets straight to causation, separating the lift you created from the baseline business you were always going to get. And the value proposition here, it's a no-brainer. When you separate true gains from the baseline, you can finally prove your budget is creating net new demand. And when you can directly link your investment to incremental revenue, you're not just talking marketing jargon anymore. You're speaking the language of the CFO. That changes everything. And hey, don't forget this one other huge piece. This forward-looking mindset goes way beyond just your own campaigns. You have to ask, is our entire category growing or is it shrinking? Because sometimes the biggest wins don't come from just optimizing your own little pond, but from aligning your strategy to ride a massive rising tide in the broader ocean. Now, does this mean we just toss all our historical data in the trash? Absolutely not. The smartest approach is a balanced one, a dual-lens strategy that combines the wisdom of the past with the agile, forward-looking metrics you need to win today. Okay, so this framework right here, this is your playbook. You can see how for every single purpose, you're balancing a historical view with a forward-looking action. Take audience, for example. Your 5-year data gives you that amazing new-to-brand visibility, but you complement it with real-time behavioral data so you can do dynamic targeting. Or allocation. You use historical ROI to set a baseline, but you use real-time campaign results to adapt and shift your budget on the fly. See? It's all about context and action. So what's the big idea here? It's simple, but it's incredibly powerful. You get to use all that valuable historical wisdom for context without ever letting it become a trap that blinds you to the opportunities and threats of right now. So let's wrap this up. What's the new blueprint for growth? Well, it's not some static map based on where you've been. It's a set of dynamic guideposts for the road ahead. If you take away just one thing from our conversation today, let it be this. That 5-year look back is an excellent diagnostic tool. It can tell you so much about the health of your customer base. But it is not, and it cannot be, your primary blueprint for growth in today's market. So, the winning formula, the way you actually do this, it boils down to 3 key things. Number 1, anchor your entire strategy in proving incrementality. 2, align your efforts with those broader category dynamics. And 3, build a culture that absolutely embraces constant test and learn adaptability. And that leaves us with one final thought. I want you to take a hard look at your current measurement framework, your budget, your team's focus, and I want you to really honestly ask yourself, is our strategy built for the market we were in 5 years ago, or is it built for the one we're competing in today and tomorrow?